Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, not much good depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Nuro luayo, na nuro luayo. Nuro luayo, na nuro luayo. Ọ dịghị mgbe ike mmadụ ga-akarị ike Chukwu. Ọ dịghị mgbe ike Naịjirịa ga-akarị ike Biafra. Nna nuro, onye kere ụwa nuro luayo. Nna nuro, Olisa binigwe nuro akwayo. Now the news updates.
If finally, at the same time, recognizing Palestine, the president of Finland made a post that if the Palestine continue to pursue their freedom and speak about it and hold on to it, that once they are ready, that Finland are ready to identify, Finland are ready to recognize the people of Palestine. Now you understand what we are talking about. You now understand what we are talking about. It is not a child's play. It is not a joke. The reason that the Palestinians are standing that chance of being recognized today is that on their own side they are united and they can fight for anything they want to fight for. But on our own side, we are having series of divisions. Even though what you are seeing is a double standard. But in the midst of that double standard, we have to clean up our home to see that there will be no excuse that they are going to give for our recognition. You can imagine the same country that is holding a man who is fighting for self-determination is here getting ready to recognize another country fighting for the same thing their citizen was fighting for, and they detained him. The same thing that Mazi Simon was fighting for, and the Finland government detained him. That is the same thing they want to recognize in Palestine. Palestine have fought for their freedom on different angles, genuine and non-genuine, armed struggle and whatever. There is nothing they have not. They have committed even terrorism. But yet, Finnish president says he is ready to okay Palestine recognition if government should goes ahead with move. That is ready to give it okay. This is the same government that is holding, the same man that is holding our prime minister and refuse to let him go. The same man, Alex Storr, the same man, saying that he is ready to recognize the Palestine. And I love the beautiful piece that one of our formidable media analysts wrote. And I'm going to read it, this piece that he wrote. It's a very interesting piece that we need to listen to. This is a very interesting piece that one of our beloved brother in the media wrote by Mazi Obinna Victor Uzaganobi. And I'm going to read what he wrote. My brother wrote, he said, Finland has long stood as a moral lodester in global affairs. Its foreign policy, woven from the threads of peace, human rights, and the sacred principle of self-determination, enshrined in the United Nations Charter, President Alex Storr has lent his voice to Ukraine's defiant stand against Russian aggression and signaled caution support for Palestine enduring quest for statehood. Gesture that banished Finland's image as a beacon of justice and multilateralism. Yet, in a bitter twist, the unrest and persecution of Simon Ekpa, a Biafran Finnish citizen championing Biafra independence, lays bare a galling hypocrisy that tarnished Finland's moral standing and echoes a broader Western indifference to Africa's rightful aspiration for sovereignty. The UN Charter to which Finland pledges fealty, declared self-determination a universal right. In Kyiv in February 2025, Stop spoke with fervor of Ukraine's struggle, casting it as a noble defense of sovereignty and territorial integrity, a cause Finland has backed with unwavering resolve. Likewise, his measured call for a Palestine state grounded in a vision of peace and humanitarian aid reflect the principle he championed at the United Nations General Assembly in September 2024. But when the lens turns to Biafra, Finland moral clarity falters. Simon Ekpa, seized on November 21st, 2024, and charged with inciting violence through his advocacy for Biafran independence, is a casualty of this selective justice. His cause, born of Nigerian decades-long campaign of political exclusion, economic strangulation, and brutal violence against Biafrans, mirrors the struggle Finland so readily endorses elsewhere. I hope you're getting it. Biafra's plight is no less urgent than Ukraine's or Palestine's. Since the genocide dubbed the Nigerian Civil War of 1966 to 1970, Biafra has faced relentless persecutions, from targeting killing to systematic marginalization. Their call for self-determination, a desperate plea for survival. Yet, while Stop lauds Ukraine resistant to annexation and Palestine defiance of occupation, he allows Ekpa's voice to be silenced, aligning Finland with Nigeria's dubious claim that the indigenous people of Biafra is a terrorist outfit, despite its peaceful aims. This contradiction reeks of opportunism, perhaps driven by Nigeria's oil and mineral wealth, as another Biafran activist, come Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Dr. Ngozi Ezubika Warakweze, has charged. Such pragmatism betrays the very principle of peace, cooperation, and the transparency that Stop extolled at Helsinki 50 conference in July 2025. The deeper scandal lies in questions Finland and the West have long evaded. Why does African right to self-determination meet with such complacency? The answer is rooted in a grim historical ledger. The 1884 Berlin Conference, where European powers carved Africa into colonial fiefdoms, set a precedent of exploitation that lingers today. Post-colonial independence, shaped by Cold War machinations, saw the West prop up plans, regimes to secure resources and geopolitical leverage. After, at the cost of African agency, the European Union, including Finland, now pursues a transactional African policy, prioritizing access to minerals like cobalt for green technologies and migration control over genuine partnership. The African Union vision of self-reliance continent through initiatives like the African Continental Free Trade Area is met with rapid support, overshadowed by European fixation on its own strategic needs in Western Sahara. The EU's reluctance to challenge Morocco's occupation for the sake of trade mirrors Finland's acquiescence in Nigeria's narrative on Biafra, a pattern of selective moral outrage. This is what is actually happening that we must not keep silent to. Even though we try to be silent, we cannot afford to be silent but speak. Finland detention and unlawful persecution of Ekpa is a stark betrayal of its own ideal by stifling a Finnish citizen's right to advocate for his people's freedom. Stop undermines Finland's story's legacy. As a neutral mediator and champion of human rights, his government alignment with Nigeria repression, likely fueled by economic enticements, stand in jarring contrast to Finland's condemnation of Russia's aggression or Israel policies in Gaza. This duplicity erodes the trust and multilateralism that defines Finland's foreign policy, casting a shadow over the 2023 NATO's membership and its advocacy for global stability. I hope you are getting it. Alexander Stubbs' presidency now hangs in the balance. His support for Ukraine and Palestine affirms self-determination as a universal right. Yet, his persecution of Simon Ekpa reveals a craven selectivity. To salvage Finland's honor, he must engage with the United States of Biafra government.
My people, on don't hear them now. What do you make of it? Drop your comments. But remember, it's Biafra or nothing. Bye for now.